It is no secret that Joshua did not want this fight, and he didn't want it for a reason, because Deontay Wilder is the most fiercest puncher in boxing history and heavyweight division history, and I saw that, and I felt it. No wonder AJ didn't want no part of that right hand. He can't move like me. He'd have been nailed. Oh, Max.
Yeah.
Coming to you.
Yep.
What's going on here?
Anthony Joshua was considered the heavyweight champion of the world. He was the undefeated Olympic gold medalist who knocked out Klitschko. Fury outpointed Klitschko in a close, terrible, boring fight. Joshua knocked Klitschko down. Klitschko got up, knocked Joshua down. Joshua got up, stopped Klitschko. Knocked him out, stopped him in front of 100,000 fans at Wembley Stadium. I was there.
The
fight.
night Max Kellerman became a kid again.
No doubt about it.
I've never seen, in all my years of watching Max Kellerman as a boxing analyst, Molly, I have never seen Max Kellerman more excited after a fight in his career. I've never seen it.
Guys, the heavyweight title, at least even if you say, well, really, Klitschko wasn't the heavyweight champion, Fury was at the time, but Fury was out of boxing at the time, and people saw that as the heavyweight championship, had never changed hands, the old guard to the new guard, like that, with both guys getting off the deck, and the young Olympic gold medalist beating the old one, the young undefeated champion beating the old dominant champion. Not like that. History of boxing, it hadn't happened like that. But the interesting thing about boxing, guys, is we think we want clarity. No, we don't. It's like any drama you watch on TV. You only think you want the drama resolved. You know what happens when the drama's resolved? Story's over. What you want is the lack of clarity. You want it to be muddied to where you say, I need this to be resolved. When Joshua was considered the champion, yeah, Wilder has a puncher's chance, and Fury, I don't know, he's out of boxing. Not that interesting. Joshua was making $30 million a fight, fighting anyone in front of 70 to 100,000 fans in England. Why make $50 million to fight a guy who might beat him, right? Wilder really can beat he has chances against anyone because Fury's right. He's one of the great all-time punchers with the right hand. So there's no financial incentive for Joshua to fight him. But you know what? Right now, guys, now the picture's muddied. Fury is the lineal champ. It was a draw. So I guess he's still the lineal champ, but Wilder proved he's right there. Who's the real heavyweight champion of the world? Now it's actually a question again. Who is the heavyweight champion of the world? People want to find out after the performance by both fighters on Saturday. People are not so sure Joshua beats both guys. Now, with the clarity that we think we want, we need to find out in the ring. Now that means that the money's going to be there to make the fight in the not-too-distant future. Whatever promotional or network issues there is, there's going to be enough fan interest generated that they can actually make that fight.
Step back and listen to the point that I'm about to make. Tyson Fury was brilliant with what he just said. You know why? Because he put himself in a mix in a fashion that makes him marketable no matter what direction you go in. No matter what, he's a part of the mix. Deontay Wilder can have a rematch with him, or because he's from England, he could sit up there and fight Joshua, and because he put on such a good showing against Wilder, and everybody knows that that right hand from Wilder is something vicious, and for him to get up the way that he got up and to box the way that he boxed, let me tell you something right now. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury can put 90,000 in Wembley Stadium. They can put
100 plus.
They can put 100 plus in Wembley Stadium. So by him bringing up Anthony Joshua and talking about Anthony Joshua that way, when it comes to Wilder, who's to say that Anthony Joshua don't turn around and say, wait a minute, what you talking for? I say, what if I knocked you out, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm saying to you is that this makes Tyson Fury marketable in the grand scheme of things. We could go the route of a rematch with Wilder Fury, which none of us would sniff at, or we could get Wilder and Joshua, which I believe would pack 90,000 at Wembley Stadium. That would be interesting. And I think that it was brilliant on Tyson Fury's part to mention that, because Tyson Fury could fight either guy, and we would all be interested in it based on what we saw, although we'd prefer Wilder Joshua. We'd prefer that. That would be the preference.
There's no doubt what Tyson Fury has done in his career is amazing. Named after Mike Tyson, by the way.
I know.
Father named after Mike Tyson. Yeah. What he's done is amazing because he had a boring style people didn't like against Klitschko. He won the title, but people over here are like, I don't want to see that again. Then he said all kinds of terrible things. He was on drugs and ballooned in weight 400 pounds and retired and seemed to be having an emotional breakdown and a mental breakdown. And he was a boxing villain at that point. and he has built himself back up. He's gotten himself back in the ring. He's tried to clean up his life. He found religion. Or refound it. He is embracing fans. He is putting on great fights, showing incredible heart. He has absolutely turned himself back into a central figure in boxing. Fury and Joshua is as big as it gets. Fury-Wilder rematch is just about as big as it gets. I would say I agree with you.
Not bigger than Wilder-Joshua.
Wilder-Joshua is the taste we have because those are the young, up-and-coming lions. And the sense is it'd be a better action fight.
The only thing, and I'll talk to Wilder about it because I'm supposed to be interviewing him this week. I'll talk to Wilder about this. I will say this about Wilder. The right hand is something special. He's like a heavyweight Tommy Hearns with that right hand, for crying out loud. But I will tell you this. He stood straight up a little bit too much. He got hit with those jabs. We know how powerful Anthony Joshua's jab is. We know he's the superior boxer. And it would be very interesting to see what happens.
One thing about
because Wilder catches Joshua with that right.
You're not wrong about Wilder. He's sloppy. He's this, he's that. Wilder's got something special in him. That's the reason he gives up 30, 40 pounds and chases these guys around.
Yep.
That's why he can take the shots from Luis Ortiz, who's at least as big a puncher as Anthony Joshua, and a southpaw, and still knock him out. Wilder's special. Fury is special. What you saw from Joshua against Klitschko, special. We have 3 special guys in the heavyweight division on the inside. Forget about if they're sloppy or this, that, and the division's in very good shape right now.